report. Google quietly ditching Stadia. The service has been demoted within Google and will instead power experiences for other companies. Ooh, well, here's the thing. Since its launch, the original thing was we're going to actually develop games. Remember that? And then they were like, yeah, we're not going to do that. That stuff's way too hard.
But that's the most important part.
And that stuff's really expensive.
Yeah.
And we're going to get all kinds of bad press because that's what happens.
Uh-huh.
And Microsoft's going to buy Bethesda and Activision. And so is that really the business we want to be in? So they backed off of that. And then they were like, well, we're still going to do the game streaming. But then there was like a lot of talk and people were questioning the sentiment. Now, this to me seems speculation. Spotted by The Verge, the news comes from a Business Insider report published yesterday, which paints a not-so-happy ending for Stadia. The service has apparently been demoted within Google, with Stadia boss Phil Harrison now reporting to Google's vice president of subscription services instead of directly to Google's hardware boss, Rick Osterloh. According to the report, this is characterized by insiders as a demotion for the entire Stadia service, following disappointing sales and performing far below Google's expectations. It is hard, man. I don't know. It looks like actually Stadia is involved in Peloton bikes. Interesting. Oddly, folks have already seen some of these deals with a recent game found on Peloton bikes actually powered by Google Stream. So maybe it's like a reorganization and a rebranding and something that other companies like Peloton can utilize for their own services, which is kind of cool and kind of googly. But don't you remember all the promise of Stadia?
They had their own controller.
Don't you remember those days?
Yeah.
It was a different time, Will. The air was full of optimism.
And I remember Cyberpunk worked really well when it was littered with errors and bugs in consoles. And Stadia just worked perfectly.
Kind of worked. I played it.
You had a great time.
I played 18 minutes. Not because it wasn't cool, but because my life is... What was I singing the other day? Some
Which one?
old punk pop song. It was over there in the corner, and you were like, what is
41.
it? It was
Welcome
like,
to my life.
Welcome to my life. Welcome to my life, all right? 18 minutes of a game is... that's like an afternoon. That's the opportunity. An 18-minute game.
Sure.
Anyway, I should be clear about this. None of that was official. That Stadia stuff.
No.
There could be many people still working on it, and it's speculation.
Yeah.